So other than minimalism and intentional living, I'm also a writer, and I absolutely love writing poetry. And if you want to see me perform some of my poetry, I have videos here on my channel, and I'll leave a link to the playlist here. But I know that I've talked about writing and journaling before in the past, and I've actually received some questions specific about journaling from you. So in this video, that's exactly what I want to talk about. I want to talk about 7 tips to help you get started with journaling, but also build a habit out of it. But the way that I want to format this video is going to be a little different. I want to give the first 3 tips are going to be tips that'll help you get started with journaling. And then the next 3 that I'm going to share are going to be tips kind of focused on building a habit around it. And then my 7th tip is going to be a bonus tip or advice, something that I truly believe in, and I'll share that at the very end of this video. Now, before I jump into the first tip on my list, I have to mention that just like your minimalist journey, your journaling process is also going to be very unique to you. So don't strive for the perfectly organized Pinterest journal. Instead, strive for genuine self-expression for you. Now, with that said, let's go ahead and jump to the first tip and something that'll help you get started with journaling. And that's to simply do gratitude journaling or gratitude entries. And all this is basically every day you write down 1, 2, or even 3 things that you're thankful for that day. So it could be something as simple as I'm thankful for my breakfast and it nourishing my body and keeping me healthy and alive. But it can literally be anything. But over time, those gratitude entries will grow into more in-depth conversations with yourself. And as they start to grow into those more in-depth conversations, your entries will start to get longer and longer, but don't focus too much on that at the beginning. Just focus on the simple things, the little things, and just writing. So just, what are you thankful for today? Write it down, and that's it. Now, the second tip that I have for you to help you get started with journaling is you can honestly journal off of journaling prompts. And I've done this sometimes with my poetry when I want to kind of be a little more creative or kind of push myself and write about something that I wouldn't normally think to write about. But you can look at journaling prompts, and I'll leave some resources in the description box below to some journaling prompts, a list of different prompts that you can pull from and write on. Journaling off of prompts is a great way to get started when you're not sure where to start. The third tip on my list to help you get started with journaling is to literally use what's around you. Now, you may not have an actual journal or a book to write in, and that's okay because you can literally just use what's around you. And to prove my point, actually today, I wrote my gratitude entry on a sticky note at my desk at work, and literally just says, today I am thankful for the opportunity to create, and a couple other things on there as well. But I make that point to say you can literally use what's around you. It can be a book, a sticky note, a scrap piece of paper, the back of some old mail, that junk mail or whatever it is, but use what's around you. Just kind of help you get started with the journaling process and writing and expressing yourself. Now, the next 3 tips that I'm going to share with you are going to be tips that are more focused on building habits or building a habit around your journaling. And first, I want to say, usually habits don't stick when it comes to writing because we sometimes feel like we don't know what to write about, or we've written about everything that we can think of, so I'm just gonna stop writing. And I really want to encourage you to not think that way because there's always something to write about. So the first tip that I have for you to help you build that habit is to honestly do stream of conscious journaling. Now, if you reach the point where you're like, I just don't know what to write about today, I just don't know what to be thankful for, I just don't know what to write about, do a stream of conscious entry. And literally all that is you just sit there with your notebook or your scrap piece of paper or your sticky note, whatever it is, and you just write exactly what you feel in that moment with very little thinking. Just exactly what you feel. Today I feel, and lay it out there on the paper. And that's it. It's that simple. Now, the second tip that I have for you in this second category around building a habit around your journaling is honestly a trick that I still use with my poetry. And that is to literally write about what's happening around you. And to give you a quick example, last year, July 2018, for 4th of July, my girlfriend and I decided to just stay in the apartment. We really didn't have the energy to go watch the fireworks or had an interest in doing it that year. And we kind of just relaxed, watched a movie, and just kind of chilled out for the night. And she ended up falling asleep, and I was writing. And we could hear the fireworks outside of our window, right? The people around the apartment complex and then down the street and blocks away, you could hear the fireworks. And I looked over at her, she kind of woke up a little bit, we made eye contact, and then she just fell right back to sleep. And in that moment, I literally wrote a poem in that moment about what was happening, or I shouldn't say a poem, a short quote about what was happening around me in that moment. And I want to read it to you just as an example. When I look at you, I can see that spark in your eyes ignite like fireworks. Your love reminds me of the red ones, bright and beautiful. So literally you can write about anything that is happening around you for your journal entry for that day. Now, the third tip that I want to share with you to help you build a habit around your journaling is something that is extremely simple. You're probably going to laugh at it, but as humans, you know, sometimes we forget, and you can literally set a reminder on your phone to write or to do your journal entry for that day. So if you like to write in the morning, then you can set a reminder when you wake up, right when your alarm goes off, journal entry. Or before you go to bed, if you have kind of a nighttime routine that you always go through, before you plug your phone in, start charging, set a reminder, it goes off, journal entry. And in that moment, you're instantly reminded, you write your journal entry, even if it's something as simple as just a gratitude entry, what you're thankful for that day, or how that day made you feel. You're building the habit because you're reminded to build the habit of just writing. And the entry doesn't have to be long. The entry doesn't have to be all dramatic and all in depth, a long story. It can literally be, like I said, a quick gratitude entry, but just starting to build that habit of writing every single day. All right, now before I share my bonus tip with you, if this is your first time tuning in, welcome to my channel. I talk about minimalism and intentional living here, but also share my creativity and ways to build on your passion. So if you enjoy either of those things or both, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and tap the bell so you're notified every time I drop a video. All right, I'm just really excited to share this bonus tip or advice with you because it's something that I truly believe in when it comes to writing and journaling, and something that I've actively been practicing ever since I've started writing and journaling. And that is to always use pen and not pencil. And I'm gonna say it again because I know it sounds silly, but always use pen and not pencil. And I say that because when it comes to journaling, it's always, or is honestly about honest expression. It's always going to be about your honest expression. And you should never feel bad for, or have to second guess or regret how you feel. So when you write something down in pencil, there is no making mistakes. There is no taking it back, because it's how you feel. It's how you honestly feel in that moment. And you should respect that or love that, or just not want to change that. And when you write in pencil, you have the opportunity or the ability to erase it or go back and start all over because you don't like the way it sounds, or that's not how you want to feel, or you're too scared to share that. But when you write in pen, it forces you to just be you, because once it's on paper, it's permanent. You can't take that back. And just how I'm encouraging you to stay true to you in life, I want to encourage you to stay true to you and how you feel and the way you express yourself. So don't second guess it. Don't take it back. Don't feel bad for it. Just write it down, express yourself, journal, and just be you. So I really hope this video helps you. I hope it helps you get started in your journaling process. I hope it helps you to continue if you're already journaling, or look at it in a different light. But I'll also leave some tips in the description box of couple of the tips that I could think of to help you with this process as well. But as always, if you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up for me. If it's your first time tuning in, make sure you subscribe. And as always, stay true to you. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.